Rising through fog and haze, I light a log of haze, and I fry chicken, fried steak, some lobster trays. Caught the pike, make a filter fish, I hit him with the elbow. 12 to 6, pinstripe, velvet tips. Got that good pack, Elvis shit. Caught shorty in the Jeep, made a...
Welcome back to Noise Avocation Podcast. I know it's been a few weeks since we've released something, but shit's been a little wild. I mean, we had if you're anywhere in Michigan, you probably heard about it, but anybody outside of Michigan, we had a ice storm that was like...
Fucking tree cracking. Crazy, dude.
It knocked out our entire city's power grid. I know there was some 300,000 plus people without power in Michigan. I believe there's still a couple areas that do not have power as we speak. Yeah, they had to rebuild the whole power grid and everything, and it was... a lot of people had a lot of damage to their houses. I got off fairly easy and did not, thankfully. Yeah, I was all good too. I only lots of yard cleanup. That's exactly what it is. Outside of that, it wasn't really. I already had a bunch of busted trees in my backyard, so it just kind of added to the mess. Yeah, but it was knocking down power lines. Oh yeah. There was one gas station open for I think for 3 days or something like that.
Fuck, Cole's mama's car got smushed.
Yeah, people's cars were getting smashed. People's houses were getting smashed.
Yeah, and through that roof, he said.
Yep. People's, I seen with one of the vet offices here, went through the side of the awning and shit. And there were lines around the fucking block to get gas. People fighting at the gas station. People pulling guns and shit.
Stupid.
Bread was impossible to get.
Oh, I finally saw that video the other day. I was fucking around on Facebook. And I came across the video with the old man riding the bike or whatever.
Oh, the protest thing?
Yeah, and then I was pretty, flabbergasted or whatever by that. Yeah, man, that was stupid. And they were all 60-year-old people. It was the strangest thing.
Set a better example at your age, but it was dumb on both parts. Dude could have went around and other dude could have moved.
I don't know. And then when he was I'll fucking kill you, or whatever the hell he was saying. It was a very Alpina bar fucking...
Yeah. Yeah, it was very,
funny.
Hillbilly-ish.
Yeah.
But aside from the ice storm, then we had record store day to get through, which is a lot of work to do between all the inventory and setting up the store and all that stuff. It takes a lot out of you. Plus, for the few following days after, there's still a bunch of work to do. And just now, things are starting to wind down. So.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of shit to move around, put back.
Count.
But
yeah, we'll be having regular interviews coming back out again every other week like we usually do. And, with the exception of here and there, something might come up in the summer or something. But outside of that, we got a few, I think 3 interviews lined up and then a few other people that were waiting for confirmation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after you hear this just kind of BS update back and forth between the two of us, we'll have a interview from Wise Blood Records.
Yeah.
There's a band that just recently came out on there. We'll be interviewing them in the next week or so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, check out that label. They have a comp out. It's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I forgot to bring
old style,
I forgot to bring the comp with me.
Yeah, I didn't even
we were
think
just
about
talking
it.
about how labels don't put out CD
know,
compilations anymore, and then they sent us compilations.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Oh, fucking sweet.
Put it in the air.
I'm glad people do that. Because it's sort of like
cool.
It's a lost art kind of.
Oh, definitely.
I get nowadays you find a lot of shit on Spotify and whatever playlists, but it's still cool to get a CD in the mail. You order something from a label and they toss that in there because it's good marketing. It encourages you to listen to it, but it also it's a sign of good faith from the label. But then you got people that are like, oh, cool, I like this, and this band on that label, so now I'm gonna go back and then buy the stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much War Records. That's kind of how I go with Andrew's label. You know what you're getting.
Yeah,
no question about
War
it.
Records, Triple B.
Armageddon's like that. You're getting fucking straight edge Florida sounding things.
There's some hip hop labels that are out there like that as well. And but yeah, so for Record Store Day, I don't know how many actual people out here listening and participate in Record Store Day, but let us know like some shit that you picked up that you thought was cool. We actually brought in something that we both thought was really cool. Was my favorite Record Store Day release personally, and one of my favorites in a long time actually, because of just the shit that they put into it. Was the Wu-Tang, Black Samson, the Bastard Swordsman. I guess it's technically a compilation, but it was...
Oh, you got a fucking eagle and a snake on the back.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't going to get one originally, but then it's like, I felt really dumb not to.
Well, it's 10 new tracks. Two of them were singles that had already been released, but the rest of them are all brand new tracks.
Is your inside the same?
No, everything's different.
Oh, damn, your inside looks sick.
The only thing with mine is the glue, like, in the inside kind of started to separate a little, but what I thought was really cool about this release, you can see mine compared to Jeremy's.
Yeah, check it out.
There's 5,000 that were done, 4,000 were in the United States, and...
Look at this bad motherfucker right here.
1,000 were in the UK, and etc. All 5,000 have a separate cover. There's all one of one, every single one of them. And as far as I know, they had different vinyl colors as well.
What about the poster? Is that all the same?
Nope.
Those are different too?
Those are all different too.
Man, that's sick. So there's mine.
Yeah, mine matches the cover.
Gotcha. Yeah, interesting.
And then, like, my vinyl colors were... I got a green one that you can kind of see in there. And then there's
yeah, mine's pretty close to a green.
bluish.
Let me see your other green one. Hold it up to this one. Bump the mic. Is it pretty close?
Pretty close. Yeah. They're a little bit... I like the splatter and smoke
yeah,
on
it's
differently. But I had like 8 of them at the store, and I opened up some of them to look.
Yeah.
Some of them were like a clear bluish color. Some of them were like...
this crazy color.
Yeah, that one's like orange almost, where my other one's yellow.
Have you ever seen rust or like rust get wet and then streak?
Yep.
That's kind of what this color reminds me of, rusted steel.
We live in northern Michigan, of course.
I know, it's a dumb question.
Yeah, so the record itself, like, I don't know what to call this material that it's made out of. It's
like the jacket?
It's still a cardstock, but it's, like, coated in this, like, real smooth feeling, like...
I felt like it was urethane or some sort of...
Kinda.
Like, not vinyl, but...
But there's no glare, which is one thing that I really like.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But the covers, so on the
smudge proof too.
Strip that came in here says they were done with a certain type of technology, like a mixed print, one of one album artwork. It says a first in the vinyl record industry, created by Macroverse using a blend of handcrafted artistry and proprietary technology without the use of AI. And advanced printing techniques. Every cover is a one-of-a-kind collectible. So what I'm assuming is he designed multiple different colors and then drew different weapons, because like some of them had like yours has like the weapon going over the top of his head. I'm guessing they like mixed in the weapons and shit on the different covers.
Well, like you have it looks like an axe and a katana.
An axe and a katana. And
see, I have like a long ass machete looking thing.
Yeah.
And then on the back,
you got like a snaky dragon looking thing, where mine's more eel-y.
Oh yeah, you go all the way.
Yeah.
And then I do like this big ass snake and these tigers on the back, because I actually had a different one in my hands.
There's a tiger on here too.
And then I swapped it because I like the back of this one more.
I did that too.
I didn't know that the insides and shit were different.
Yeah, the posters, everything's all different.
Fucking insane, dude.
And they were half-speed mastered. They were done with was it Neotech vinyl, I think is what it was called.
No, I don't know anything about this Neotech vinyl.
I know a little bit because there was a...
hoo-ha bullshit, or it could be like...
I want to say it's the same stuff that Mobile Fidelity does their one-steps with.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be like a never before been recycled or remelted down, like virgin type of vinyl. whether or not it makes a difference, I don't really know. That could just be a marketing gimmick. But I can say, like, the quality of the record, like, as it sits flat and flush on your turntable, like,
dude, it's dead quiet.
Even without a weight, there's no, like, imperfections in the vinyl, where a lot of times, like, a newer record, you'll get, like, a slight little dip here and there just from the way they yank them off the press. So the quality control on them was fucking awesome. And, you get, like, a center dip that you gotta push down. But aside from how cool the record was and everything, the album itself is actually really good, too. Like, they had a ton of really awesome features on there. It still has all of the living members of Wu-Tang on there, plus Mathematics is involved, which I consider him a member anyways.
I'm not saying that that's false advertisement so much to the, like, every member thing, but they're not all, like, on one or two songs. It's like, you know what I mean?
They're all kind of spread out.
Yeah,
it's not like Wu-Tang Forever style, where you got, like, 6 of them on one track. Like, you might have a track with just Ray and Ghost, or just Method
that's kind
Man,
of, and I feel like my 2 favorite tracks are the Benny track and then the 38 Special track, like, which isn't really fair, I guess. I mean, it's not a Wu-Tang thing. I don't know. I think that sounds sick.
They kind of are, because they're, like, Wu-Tang collaboratives.
Yeah.
Where, like the Benny track was my favorite track, too. I just thought him and Meth going off each other was really dope.
It was really good.
I wish, though, that they both had one more verse. Like,
Dolomite, I really fucking liked that beat, and Capadonna and Mastakilla in there. But,
I was kind of wondering, because it didn't say, like, on the little, like, strip thing.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were going to put ODB's son on there at all, since he always, like,
that's kind of that's what I mean. I thought there was going to... That's what I was under the assumption, I guess, that, which I never should assume, but it was going to be all members, including Young Dirty, and it, you know,
I don't think they said that it was going to be
They probably
Young Dirty,
didn't. I'm just saying, like, that's why I should never assume.
Yeah.
I think it's an okay record, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, it's definitely not 36 Chambers or Wu-Tang
it's
Forever,
never gonna be, but
really, like, no album they've released since then has been. A lot of people didn't like the W. I think that's a great record.
I think Iron Flag is fucking really good, too.
Iron Flag was good.
That's another thing.
But I guess this was like a continuation of the Saga Continues album.
Yeah, I have that up from 2017. I really like that album, but this one sounds nothing like it. It's weird.
I don't think it's supposed to be the counterpart to. It's just like
just something.
It's
to
the
throw
collective
in
of tracks, I think, that were going to go, or like were discussed at the time, to be put on that record, or like a part 2, but that just didn't happen. And then some of them obviously got recorded later on and whatnot, because like the Benny the Butcher one sounds pretty damn new. Just like as a regular listener of his stuff, I know what his older stuff sounds like versus the newer stuff, and it sounds like that was done fairly recently. But I like the record. I thought it was good. It's not like a one-time listen. It was definitely something I'll put on again just and check out, like, when I'm in the mood to.
Yeah, I only listened to the record itself one time through because of, just shit, and you gotta, like, sit down and do it. So I was really more familiar with the 3 singles anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's all you could listen to digitally, which I think is pretty fucking cool, because you have to have the record to listen to the shit,
Yeah, until the 25th.
There you go.
It comes out digitally. So if you're listening and you want to check out the album and you don't have it by Friday the 25th, you'll be able to listen to it. And the original cover that I saw, like when they pitched the idea for the album, when the Record Store Day list came out, I hated it. It was awful. But I think they just had some weird digital mock-up thing because they didn't want to show what the actual cover was going to look like.
Oh, okay.
And, like, I'll put it down right in here, like, what it actually did look like. But it was corny looking. This one's cool. Obviously wasn't my favorite Wu-Tang cover. There were variations that I seen that I liked more than others. It did take me a minute to, like, I had, like, 7 or 8, and I was like, man, which one do I want? And then, like, the one you got, I almost swapped out for because I really like that one.
The back got me.
Yeah, the back is really cool. But there were some that were like an orangish hue, like blue, green, pink.
The other one I had, the cover was green. It looked fucking sick. And it had a hatchet and a hammer.
I haven't seen every cover yet.
No, I
would like to see, like...
Yeah, all of them.
I know. I'd like to see Instagram. Like, I haven't even seen it on Instagram yet, other than what I posted.
Did you do the scan thing?
Oh, this thing?
The barcode thing?
No.
I did do that.
Authenticated or whatever?
Now,
I did. But I did it prior to record, because I had it like a week before Record Store Day happened, and there was nothing. You could scan it, but it wasn't available to do anything yet. So I got to go back and rescan it to see like what was on there.
I think it's just a like original cover. I tried to fucking look into it more, but I don't know. I don't know what that shit's all weird to me, that technology. But I was just looking at the Saga Continues on here. Because I was just like...
Oh, on Wikipedia?
Yeah. This fucking thing debuted at number 15 on the Billboard 200 in 2017. Isn't that just shows you like...
I think it was still it was a pretty underrated record.
Like, I like it.
It was a good album.
It has Redman on like 3 tracks, I think.
Yeah, because he's like the undisclosed 10th or unofficial 10th member. Yeah, they always
it's cool,
say.
Man.
Like, yeah, I liked it. Some of the other Record Store Day releases that I was a fan of was the Meters release. I'm a big fan of the Meters. Sly and the Family Stone release was cool. There was a Westbound Sound compilation that they did a part 2 of. Last year they had a first part of that. Westbound was a Detroit record label that was probably one of the most sampled labels in hip-hop. It's up there with like James Brown type of being sampled and shit. Like tons of people use that. Like
when you hear those songs, you're like, oh, I know you can just...
And I liked how on the new comp they put like so-and-so used this sample on this. Like DJ Premier used it on here. Like I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it is fucking tight.
I seen probably the most of what I sold was obviously Taylor Swift, but aside from that, like Rage Against the Machine, I sold quite a few of, like 9 or 10 of them, and the Post Malone tribute to Nirvana thing which I don't really care about that, but I knew it would be a good seller because of what it was. Like,
all the fucking kids love that Nirvana.
Current artist who's huge, and then mix it with an artist who was also and still is huge and probably honestly bigger now than they ever have been, really. Like,
oh, definitely Nirvana,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, it wasn't the best list or best year, but this Wu-Tang thing took the cake for me. Like, I thought that was awesome, just as a collector to have like a one of one cover for everything. It was
that's why I was cool like, dude. Like,
yeah, you would have been pissed.
Oh, I would have been, dude, for sure.
Because if you ended up wanting it down the road later, they're already like they retailed at $75, but I've seen no less than $130 is like the resale value.
I just checked on Discogs and I saw one for $149, $169, and on up.
Yeah, I seen the lowest I've seen was $130.
And then I remember you saying like, well, you won't even know, like, you say you buy one off, you have to message the person like, hey, I need to see the cover. I might, you know what I mean, to know if you even...
Yeah, because I thought of
not going to have that option. It's going to be like, you're going to get what you get.
Right, and I guess if you don't already have it, that would be cool. Well, no, it wouldn't matter either way because you wouldn't have the other cover just to make sure that... So I guess it doesn't really matter. But I would kind of like to like see it just because you have the option to pick between 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.
You know, there's somebody out there that's going to try to snatch up as many as they can.
Oh, I'm sure. Which I still, like I said, I haven't even seen it on Instagram posted anywhere.
Yeah, that's
like
nuts.
All I've seen was I posted it the other day, and that was it. I haven't seen it once, which is crazy to me because I know they sold out because you can't get anymore.
Yeah, dude. There's only 5,000 of them. And I mean, I guess in record terms, 5,000 for Wu-Tang is like nothing.
No, that's not that much.
You know, when they're still selling 36 chambers, like
on the regular.
That's what I mean.
Like, I mean, you can go to Target and Walmart and get 36 chambers.
Yeah. So
So, and that's in like everybody's collection. That's like one of those like staple albums at this point. Like, I'll see a lot of posts where people don't even have a single other 90s hip hop record, but they got 36 chambers.
Yeah.
And then they'll be filled with Mac Miller and some other shit.
Oh, that's shameful.
It is. But, I mean, because you would think, like, you dig into that, you're like, oh, cool, I want to check out Illmatic or
Mobb Deep,
or maybe
Busta
even
Rhymes,
Gangstar or something.
Gangstar. Like, yeah, you can just stay right in the fucking New York hoods and, like, just expand your mind for a couple of years on that shit.
But I guess not everybody's gonna.
True.
But so something else I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you've seen this, but did you see about Mass Appeal coming out with like 7 different records this year that they're calling the Legendary Series?
I did not.
Oh shit! So there's a Nas and DJ Premier album coming out. There's a new Ghostface Killah, new Raekwon, new Mobb Deep, new De La Soul, and new.
Okay, Big. I saw I saw all that shit separate.
Oh, okay.
Because I just saw the fucking Ghostface Killah thing, and I was like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know if it's Ghost and Ray together as a whole album, or they're...
The picture I saw had them both on there, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're releasing separate albums now that I think about it.
Gonna do it. Because I remember seeing Iron Man and fucking Only Built.
I remember seeing titles of the albums, and then there's also a second posthumous Big L album coming out.
Oh, I know, damn, that'd be dope. Oh, I remember we were talking about that a while back.
I remember talking about it, but I have to imagine, like, Lord Finesse probably has a lot of Big L stuff that was never released that he just had recorded.
Oh, I'm sure. Because from what I understand, that dude was a fucking workaholic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, he was... I remember seeing interviews with people that were like, he would just hop in your car and throw in a tape and start rhyming stuff like constantly, or like have like a whole stack of tapes that he's like, this is all shit I recorded. Like, I mean, I like that, but I would, Big L got cut short, man. Like, he would have been so much bigger if he didn't. But
we always have that like thing, like the what if. But in that case, I don't think that Jay-Z would be Jay-Z if Big L was around.
I don't know. Jay-Z's a hell of a businessman. You can say what you want about his rapping, but I think Jay-Z would still be business-wise the way that he is. But I don't know about... Because I just don't see Big L being Jay-Z.
No, not at all. But at the same time, like, Big L was like the next big thing to pop off, and then got clipped, and then who came up after him was Jay,
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was already around, but yeah, he kind of rose up from the
ashes of dead rappers.
But in terms of skill, I mean, like, Big L ran circles around Jay-Z.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I'm going
Jay-Z's had some classic records.
I don't know shit all about his fucking business tactics.
Yeah. But, I mean, dude's like crazy, crazy, crazy rich. Like,
yeah, no, he's
like $2.5 billion or something is his net worth.
Yeah, I want to put him on a...
I know he owns like a chunk of like... I think he's in charge of like all the NFL entertainment and stuff like that. And he owns like part of Uber, and like I think him and Jack White have like a hand in Tidal, some watch companies, like all sorts of shit.
They do.
But
the Tidal thing, I remember that.
The De La Soul, like, it'll have Trugoy, like some stuff that wasn't released before he passed. I think it was about 2 years ago now already that he passed. But the Big L, I'm curious to hear, because I know they'll do right by it, otherwise they wouldn't bother putting it out. And the same with the Mobb Deep. Like, I know posthumous albums can be a little weird, but I have the utmost faith in Havoc and Alchemist to put that shit out properly. Like, they're not going to do Prodigy wrong, so I have to believe that they're going to be good records. And Nas and DJ Premier together, like, Nas is Nas, but, like, the last few records that he did were mostly Hit Boy beats, and he's all right, but it doesn't have that same old school flair. And you can't make the same record over and over again. I'm not saying he's putting out bad albums, but them two together, like, they make magic. So I have to imagine that'll be fucking awesome too. I don't think there's release dates on them yet, but
they're all supposed to come out this year.
Yep. So Raekwon is Emperor's New Clothes, and then Ghostface Killa's Supreme Clientele 2.
Oh, okay.
Which I remember reading something the other day about Supreme Clientele where Ghostface was talking about how he's like, I rapped about basically absolutely nothing. He's like, I just took words that rhymed together and threw it together, and I was fucking around, and then we made them into songs. Because people have tried to dissect that album forever, being like, what does he mean? And then he didn't mean anything. He was just putting shit out, which I like that. I think that's funny.
Well, there's a bunch of shit that came out today. Like,
you said something about a Leftover Crack song.
Yeah, White Guilt, Atrocity, Quilt, and
it's just a single,
it's
though,
just
right?
a single, yeah.
There's no rumor of like a whole album coming out?
No, that I don't know. I just was like, what the fuck? It's 7 minutes and 20. Oh, there's 2 tracks on it. I'm sorry. I only listened to the first one.
I knew he was still, like, dude was still alive, but I'm also kind of surprised that he's still alive. Like,
the second track is called Brad Sabbath. So when we're done here, I'm going to fucking blare that. I also listened to, like, I've been listening to that Fool's Game, Something for Pain album, and I think that'll come in the mail today. And then that Combust record, I've been spinning that a lot.
I've mostly been listening to shit that's already been out for quite a while because
that's where I'm at right now.
I haven't found anything that's like my new like go-to to listen to all the time this year so far. I mean, the Wu-Tang record's great, but like I haven't found anything that's been in constant rotation so far. But
the Combust I was doing, I put that in a pretty good rotation. That caught my ear a lot.
We were talking about that the other day, and then I read this whole thing about the Mass Appeal like legendary series coming out. So if all this shit comes out this year, it makes up for the beginning of the slow year for sure. Like,
but it's true. It's been slow.
It has been really slow.
Bad Beats' new album came out today, LP 2025.
I seen the like the Triple B pre-order thing pop up for it.
Yeah, crazy.
I haven't listened to the album yet though, but I love the last one was awesome. So I'm sure this one, as long as it's along the same lines, will be good.
Did you listen to the D Block split? And they do each other's songs. That's fucking cool.
No, that's cool though.
Yeah, that came out. I think that they did hard copies of them. I don't know who did what. I don't remember off the top of my head, but the usual candidates collide, Top Floor.
Yeah.
Metal on the metal side, Capitalist. They're on Fiat. I like them. I don't know. I have to look again. I don't even know. I think there's like it's a band, not just one member.
Yeah, on the metal side of things, like people talked up the new Cradle of Filth quite a bit, and it's not bad at all, but it just doesn't stand out to me aside from anything else that they've done.
Right,
like, there's nothing that I'm like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like they've been a fairly consistent band for almost 30 years now. Like
they're in their AC/DC groove, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're gonna get. It wasn't a bad record by any means. It wasn't that one Morbid Angel album, but it just didn't pop out like, holy shit, this is, their top 3 albums of all time. Right. Like some of the people were saying that, and I'm like, I don't know, that's a bold statement. Like, Midian is hard to top. Like,
Dude, Cruelty and the Beast, you can't.
Amphetamine is my personal favorite Cradle of Filth album, but that one stands out amongst all the others because of all the slow piano riffs and stuff. It sounds different than the other shit.
Right. It does.
A lot of other metal things that I've heard, and maybe I'm just getting old or something, but a lot of the shit that I've heard, I'm just like, it sounds like this band, like this band. You're not doing anything that hasn't been done. Everything that's come out after Blood Incantation's been boring to me.
Gotcha.
Like, they set the bar too high.
I mean, if that's it too. I can't listen to a lot like the Cookie Monster vocals.
Yeah, they get really played out.
That's like, even if the music is awesome, that's like something that it does. It gets, but I'm just like, man, couldn't you different vocal?
I mean, some people just want to have that style.
And that's true too.
Like,
it's just like you said about getting older. I'm like, that's one thing where I'm like, I'd rather them sound like
it doesn't hit the same as it used to. And now I'm starting to understand why like some older guys like stopped they're like, well, there hasn't been anything good come out since the 80s, which I strongly disagree with, but I can see how you can fall into that.
Oh,
like,
very easily, yeah.
Where, you hear something and you're just kind of like, eh. But the sound from like the 80s to 90s to the early 2000s, like there was so much change. Whereas now, like, there's nothing left to be done.
Yeah, the last 25 years, all around is kind of, there's not a defined decade
there hasn't
like
been
it was before.
There's no, like you said, defined decade. But hip-hop's cool to me in that way because you can always say different things. Like, you don't necessarily, you might have a different rhyme scheme, you might have different, like, analogies and entendres and all that sort of shit. So you can rhyme a different way and set yourself apart. Whereas, like, metal music and other things, it's really hard to fucking set yourself aside from not sounding like Cannibal Corpse or Autopsy.
Well, then that's when I would say, like, you would have to have, like, some sort of, like, lyrical content of some sort, or, like, something else, or, like, the drummer only has one arm, or, like, you'd have to have, like...
Or just crazy good technical ability. Like, I mean, there's stuff that I love Instagram for the fact that I like to see what everybody's posting, that they're like, this is awesome, this came out so-and-so, and I always check it out. And I'm glad that people are finding stuff. There just hasn't been anything that really, like, caught my ear where, like, even, yesterday or the day before, I posted this thing on a story that said, give me some suggestions. And I only found one good suggestion out of all the people that gave me shit. And it's a band that we've talked about this band, Deaf Heaven.
Yep.
Don't really care for them. New album, not that fucking bad. Which I was like, wow. I never was into this band, but they kind of changed up their sound a little and went more on the shoegazy side, which I guess they kind of were always toed the line, but this one was really cool. I liked it. Not going to go out and buy it or anything, but not bad for a band that I previously didn't like. But there was a bunch of metal suggestions that came across to me, and I listened to them and was, I don't know, man, just didn't do it.
Yeah, I've been down a like a dark wave. I have a list here on my.
There is a new Aesop Rock coming out next month. I'm sure that'll be good, but
dark wave hole.
Kind of know what to expect with Aesop.
It's like the cool thing with him though is, like, at least we're getting, like, an entire new story.
Yeah, and you're gonna get something that,
like, cohesive to like
they all
the
have
subject.
Like a theme of some sort.
Yeah, theme.
And you're gonna have to listen to it 20 times to understand, like, what the hell he's even talking about. So,
for sure.
I mean, that's cool.
My top mixes.
But yeah, I'm mostly excited for all this Mass Appeal shit coming out, because if the new Big L is even half as good as, like, his first posthumous album was, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, dude, it'll be fucking all of those. It's like that shit's to hip hop, I guess, more to me than, like, all this Drake, fucking Kendrick bullshit that's, like, argued on, like, ABC News and shit. It's just crazy. I was on there this morning.
Still?
Yeah, something about Drake suing Universal or who the fuck ever. Is it Universal or Sony?
Yeah, that's
Universal.
old news, though.
Yeah, but it's like, I know, but I don't know.
I guess the lawsuit's probably still going on.
Yeah, it's like he said something and they're like, dude, you need to stop. I don't know. I don't really pay much attention because I think the whole thing's kind of silly. Like, you're paid, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's heavily paid.
Yeah, like,
and you're still, like, going to sell stuff out because you have enough people who are still fans who may or may not be into Kendrick that it doesn't matter. Like I said, like,
he should probably be.
He might have destroyed him on the verse or on the diss songs, yeah, but he didn't destroy his career. No. He's still gonna be Drake.
That's kind of what I thought. But yeah, dark. There we go. Can never pronounce those fucking names. That's why I gotta go on here.
What, the dark wave stuff?
Yeah. But
yeah, even in recently added, I don't even have anything. The new Lady Gaga. That's the only new thing.
I was gonna check that out before I came, and I didn't.
I like it. It's fun. It's Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not going to be everybody's bag, but I like Lady Gaga. She's weird and strange and definitely out there, but she writes some catchy stuff. There are a lot of earworm songs that she comes out with, and I'm like, oh, these are good. Or like just lyrically, like puts in sort of some darkness into her pop music.
Yeah, I like how
cool.
she kind of sings pop shit, but like in a pop way. But then like the words are dark, or the subject matter itself is doesn't match the music type of thing, you know.
And then the Apollo Brown instrumental album, Elevator Music, that's probably been my favorite thing this year so far, and it's an instrumental album.
Gotcha.
Which goes to say how little has come out.
I'm just looking. So one of the bands was fuck all about these bands. So if I say one and somebody's like, the fuck, dude, how do you know that? I don't. I'm sorry. There's Power Glove, Laserhawk, Dance with the Dead, Carpenter Brunt.
Power Glove's got to be a mega man.
Yeah, it's just got like cool names like that. But this one, Humans Are Such Easy Prey. The album is Dangerous Days. The band is Pertur. It's like Perpetrator. I can't even say it. It's like some funny ass shit like that. I added that like March 22nd, so not that long ago. I try to mix it up, but I just get into, you get into those like blocks where you're kind of listening to the same style of shit for a while, and then you kind of float around different shit.
But anybody listening on YouTube, Spotify, whatever, you can comment on Instagram. Let us know some shit that came out this year that you've been into. Obviously, there's going to be stuff that we missed, but I mean, I'd like to hear it all because you never know what you're going to miss. Sometimes I find stuff that came out 2 years ago that I'm like, damn, how'd I miss that?
No, and that's just it, is I've had that too, where it's like, man, this band is sick. Fucking, they got to be like brand new. It's like 2004, 2008, 92. You just don't know.
I think there's supposed to be a new Majesties this year, but it hasn't been fully confirmed. I know the last time I talked to Tanner, he said it was done. I think they're just working on like mixing and doing the final work on that. So stay tuned for that. And I don't have anything left else to talk about here. So
no, man.
Just to give you guys a quick update that we're still alive and still a podcast, we wanted to say what's up. But we'll be back with some interviews soon. If you haven't seen on Instagram yet, we have T-shirts. If you want to buy one, they're $25. If you're local, you can pick it up at the record store. If you're not local, I can ship to you. Whether you buy in-store or online, I'll be giving you a stack of Noise Avocation stickers also that you can slap around on your friends' cars or street signs or whatever. But yeah, we appreciate you guys, and we'll be back soon.
Fuck yeah, thank you.